yo, foreigner, you crazy for this one.
Yeah, that thing I'm jab riding when I'm left hooking. Fiends say they love me cause they know I keep that sack moving. Sad to say, but this the life that I have grew in. I had to hustle, skipping class, man, I was true in. I can flip some packs and teach you how to do it. This the real deal. Better watch your back cause people will kill. Kill Bill, kill switch on the Glock. Yeah, this the real. And people spin around them blocks just like a Ferris wheel. But that's enough of that. Let me tell you about my life and where I grew up at. I grew up in the south of Topeka. Then I moved to the east in the streets and I ain't fucking with neither. I ain't the type to go with kill or go and sit on that block.
Hey, what's good with it? It's your boy Trejon, Cast. We want to take a quick break and tell you to tap in with our most recent videos, tap in with all our social medias, and thank you for watching.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Partially functional, half of me is comfortable, the other half is close to the cliff, like Mrs. Huxtable. These boys got them posters and clips, they pack like Lunchables, like white boys in grade school, while we ate school-made food, just eyeing it. Wish I was knowing mama hit this stove, she wasn't buying that. But I ain't crying a bit, no, that's life, that's how that shit work. You reach your hand in fire, you pull it back when you get burnt. When you get hurt, even if it's with Cupid. He beat you and you went back, you's officially stupid. Oh yeah, I understand, that's your man, you had a plan. For some years, you sticking with him for the kids, so you overlook the tears, so we both know that's a bad look. 20 years from now, your daughter probably get her. If it's too deep for the intro, I'll find another use. But just in case it's perfect, let me introduce, it's cold. All the world and all the time. I was born to make mistakes. Off the path, I'll be there, yeah. If it's too deep for the intro, and so I'll find another use. But just in case it's perfect, let me introduce. It's cold. Always thought my first time would be someone I cared about. I used to ask for practice, so I wasn't scared out of my mind. Till I got free from my mama leash, I was running loose through the streets like a straight dog in heat. She knew I was on the team, cause she see how tall I be in the club, dapping niggas even today. Damn. Your name is all you got, throwing hands by the bathroom. See, some niggas was haters that I just viewed as clowns. At 14, I knew I was the nicest dude around. I gotta do this now. If they don't know your dreams, then they can't shoot them down. It's cold.
What's going on, Bucket Discussions family? It's your boy back at you guys with another reaction video. I already know this video gonna have some folks in the uproar. They're gonna be feeling some type of way, but I don't give a damn, man. We got some stuff we need to speak on, some stuff we need to talk about, and then something I feel very strongly about. Why Michael Jordan Never Saved Black America by Comedy Hype. First off, shout out Comedy Hype. Always great content, great videos, man, and great topics. Without further ado, let's jump straight into this video right now.
I'm Ramil Thompson. On the basketball court, Michael Jordan is widely regarded as the greatest NBA player to ever play, with a list of accolades that truly helps that argument.
Yes, sir.
With the success that Michael Jordan gained in the NBA, there were many that noticeably pointed
Shout out,
out the
Mike.
lack of social justice issues and assisting of black people that Michael Jordan did. Like most players, he of course would host camps and have opportunities where free sneakers were given out.
And I'm a LeBron fan, but I do not let my fandom get in the way of real logic and real facts. I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
Biggest mark on his career seems to come from a lack of perceived help and support for black people. Through looking at some of the decisions that have been made by Michael Jordan off the court that pertain to black people, one may arrive at their own opinion upon seeing numerous instances in which Michael Jordan made decisions that never helped his people. This raises the question of why, and by looking at his business moves, the answer to that question may appear clear as day. As previously mentioned, there was no denying the skill level and success to match Michael Jordan in between the lines. Due to his growing popularity, by 1990, Jordan was being called upon to be active in the world of politics. At the time, an African-American Democrat by the name of Harvey Gantt was looking to secure a Senate seat going up against a known bigot by the name of Jesse Helms in North Carolina. The lack of support that ended up being given from Jordan was made an even bigger deal when the media realized his own mother had asked him to endorse the Democrat as well, whom natives felt could induce real change, while Helms was openly racist and proud to be what he was. Jordan's answer to why he never supported Gantt would go unknown for nearly 30 years until he made mention of it during the Last Dance documentary, saying, "I never thought of myself as an activist. I thought of myself as a basketball player. I wasn't a politician. I was playing my sport. I focused on my craft."
Now let's go ahead and focus on that right there, man. Let's just focus on this little piece right here. He has every single right to feel that way. Now, is this the true reason? I can't say. None of us honestly can say. Only he can. But, like, he has every right. Now, I understand now in today's day and age, it's a cool thing to do. And, oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. Oh, LeBron can run for president. I'm not saying he couldn't, but, guys, at the end of the day, this is a basketball player. Everybody doesn't feel comfortable even just like being put into that spotlight or even feeling like they're speaking for a whole race of people. That's an unfair position to put anybody in. Now, I understand there's two sides to this. There's some stuff that I disagree with that MJ did as far as just, helping people out. And not even just black people, just people in general. But like, should he feel forced just because of who he is? I mean, his mom asked him. That's kind of crazy. Your mom asked you, but he should not feel like he has to. If he wants to, that's one thing, but he should not feel as if he has to.
Selfish? Probably, but that was my energy. This quote did little to help black people feel that he was on their side, and instead made many more angry to see that 30 years later, Jordan refused to admit that he may have made a mistake or was outright wrong. Activism in the eyes of many is the duty of athletes, seeing as they have a much wider reach than the average politician or citizen. Additionally, in an ESPN article, Jordan's The Last Dance appearance would be referenced as he addressed the infamous "Republicans buy shoes too" comment, stating, "I don't think that statement needs to be corrected because I said it in jest on a bus with Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. It was thrown off the cuff. My mother asked me to do a PSA for Harvey Gantt, and I said, look, Mom, I'm not speaking out of pocket about someone that I don't know, but I will send a contribution to support him," which is what I did. This statement coincided with the feelings of some that while Jordan may have contributed financially in this case, and to black people that this is all he did, while other great athletes actually sought out true change and used their resources to enact it. Jordan doubled down, stating he was merely an athlete and should be judged on what he does on the court as opposed to his political status and involvement. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was one of the most outspoken when it came to his disappointment and perception that Jordan does not help black people. In reference to the infamous quote, the question of how Kareem felt was raised as a part of his HBO documentary titled Kareem, Minority of One. Speaking on the matter specifically, Kareem said, "You can't be afraid of losing shoe sales if you're worried about your civil and human rights. He took commerce over conscience. It's unfortunate for him, but he's got to live with it."
And I respect that because Kareem, he's known for, coming at people kind of crazy and just being out of pocket sometimes, but I respect that quote right there. Let's go back and look at it. Let's go back and look at exactly what he said. It's unfortunate for him, but at the end of the day, he's the one that got to live with it. And let's be honest, there's really a lot that Michael Jordan could have did to change life for Black America. I mean, he could have offered some help. He could have potentially, swayed some votes. But is there really a lot that he could change? And I'm not trying to dive into everything right now, but it's just disappointing that we look to celebrities to make change, and we're not looking at the people that are actually it's their life's work to make change. The politicians, the government, we skip right past them and we go to Michael Jordan. How come you didn't say this? How come you didn't endorse this candidate? That's kind of backwards, isn't it?
If you're worried about your civil and human rights, he took commerce over conscience. It's unfortunate for him, but he's got to live with it. Many took Kareem's words to heart amongst the black community as there began to be chatters again of the price of Jordan sneakers simply not being affordable for those that wish to support him from the black community. Several current and former NBA players back in 2015 were speaking about Jordans they were unable to get as children, or the sacrifice of not paying a bill that came from purchasing the shoes. At a price point that continues to stay above the average cost for a basketball sneaker over the past 30 years, the argument was raised that Jordan could afford to make the shoe at a cheaper price point. Stephon Marbury shed light onto the issues with...
All right, guys, let's be real. Let's be real. I understand the whole point of people are getting killed, people are getting beat up and robbed for these shoes. I understand that. But let's be honest, bro. It's not even just black folks, but just people in general, bro. If some shit's cheap, you're not going to want it. It's the fact that the Jordans are a status symbol. and they cost so much money that, oh, damn, you got the new Jordans? Damn. How much you pay for them? Bro, we seen star basketball players try to do this, and y'all did not mess with their shoes at all. Shaq, Starberries, Stephon Marbury dropped the Starberries with the negative little 3 symbol on them hoes this week. I'm pretty sure there's a few other shoes and that nobody's messing with, man. Like, we think about like LeVar Ball and Big Baller Brand. He has some cheap ass sneakers, and he had them for what, $4.95, and folks was like, oh my God, I need to get them just because of the price point. Like, just think about that, bro. We can't blame Michael Jordan for that shit, bro. We cannot.
Of issue at the time, as he was offering the infamous Starberry basketball sneakers that cost $15 and were sold exclusively at Steve & Barry's. Marbury's feelings of the move were revealed.
Go to school with some Starberries or some Shaqs on, bro. You're gonna get baked. I promise you.
Boy, you're paying $200 for Jordans and they make them for $5. The shoes are made in China in the same places. Stay calm, we coming. Many applauded Marbury's efforts while expressing shock that regardless of the perceived tech, justifying the $200 price point for the sneakers that Jordans were being made for so cheap in China. The message that Marbury was saying was in reference to revving up production even more to try to gain market share, to be able to offer a more affordable basketball shoe, as he believed that for the most part, shoes had become unaffordable.
And Nike they gonna sell them shoes regardless of MJ's a part of it or not. If he's telling them, oh, you should sell them for cheaper, they don't give a damn, bro. All they care about, Nike's a business at the end of the day, bro. They really don't give a damn about none of that. Oh, the black community, we got to make it cheaper so they stop killing each other, bro. They do not give a damn about none of that, bro. Let's be honest, bro. Y'all living in a fantasy land. Let's live in reality.
Player Enes Kanter, who changed his name recently to Enes Freedom, is one of the players from the modern era to highlight the lack of support Jordan has had for the black community. In a Newsweek piece, Enes stated, he charged that because he cares too much about his shoe sales all over the world and America. Kanter added, I feel like we need to call out these athletes and not be scared about who they are. Freedom took it a step further, comparing his lack of support to the immense support displayed by LeBron James via the creation of his school and the numerous times he has not held his tongue speaking publicly about social justice issues.
He's a bum.
In a separate ESPN piece, there was an effort made to defend Jordan's work towards social change. However, issues of his actions were highlighted as the piece stated. Jordan taking verbal and physical stands against teammates, opponents, and management, but never publicly saying anything about, say, the racial uprisings in LA surrounding the Rodney King verdict, or speaking out on any racial dispute.
And see, I'm not here to cape for Michael Jordan. I'm not here to defend Michael Jordan. I don't need to defend no grown man. But like I said, there's both sides to this. There's several points to this, man. Like, this is a fact right here. I can understand, like, damn, bro, you can't even like speak up or say anything. That's not my issue. My issue is the expectation that you should. That's my issue with it.
And injustice for some are hard to overlook or ignore. These issues are telling, as the Rodney King verdict in particular, something blacks from around the nation empathized over and were saddened to see their favorite player remain silent on the matter instead of going on with like nothing happened. More recent rising in the outspokenness of players of every talent level in the league again puts a microscope on Jordan, as there's often a comparison of how many people Jordan could have reached, speaking of social issues compared to a modern-day bench player. The violence that came about due to Jordan sneakers was yet another large area of criticism to highlight the lack of help and perhaps damage.
Honestly, that's a real question now. Like, MJ is larger than life. He really is a larger than life athlete. Like, even compared to LeBron, I know a lot of people like to make the argument, which I think it's a dumb argument in my opinion, but it's fun to have. But like, MJ has a mystique to him, bro. Like, black, white, Chinese, green, blue. Like, everybody just like, I'm a LeBron fan, but I look at him, I'm like, damn, MJ? MJ's different, bro. Like, he's different, man. The stuff he's seen him do on the court are just like the legendary stories that you hear about him. Like, if somebody said he could walk on water, we would believe it because it's MJ. And it's just like, would he really be able to reach that many different people? Would he be able to like have that much sway, that much change? When we see LeBron James doing it, and we're going to get into LeBron James a little bit later, because as much as I love LeBron James, I don't really buy in too much into he's just an activist, he's doing this, he's doing that, which I respect everything that LeBron James is doing. But do I feel like sometimes he come across as like, I don't want to say phony because I feel like that would be kind of disrespectful to what he's doing. Like, obviously, I appreciate everything he's doing for the black community, but I don't feel like he's 100% just like genuine in everything that he's doing. And I'm not saying this in a bad way because LeBron's a great guy, a great father, all those good things. But like, I don't think he's 100% genuine, just in my opinion.
In a Business Insider piece showing the transcript from interviews made via documentary, the issues of this violence are noted as the text reads. but the brand priced out kids from low-income families who wanted them most. And by the 90s, Jordans were so coveted, violence erupted around them. 2 teens were even killed for their Jordan sneakers. Nevertheless, the phenomenon...
You can't blame MJ for that.
Jordans were a status symbol that couldn't be stopped. Seeing the killing of teenagers over sneakers that became
exactly. It's a status symbol, bro.
The statement being that Jordan was simply an icon.
If Michael Jordan dropped his shoes to $5 tomorrow, bro, y'all be like, damn, everybody got Jordans now? I don't want them no more. Especially, I know me, like, if I know everybody got the same damn, like, why would you want it? It's a status symbol. If he dropping the $5 tomorrow, you go find the next thing that's expensive to go fight over and I gotta get that. No matter what, bro, folks is gonna try to save up that money to get it. No, they're gonna do what they gotta do. It's that simple. Like the iPhone and like all those different things. I don't hear people complain about the iPhone and all that different stuff. Let's keep it real.
Interview we saw as a justification for what people went through to obtain the sneakers. These killings or robberies of one another for the sneakers sends a poor message to children, directly increased the violence in several low-income neighborhoods across the country, and again, Jordan said little to dissuade individuals from resorting to violence for his products. While Nike takes most of the blame for the price of the sneakers, there have been players that showed that going along with their actions is a choice, as Shaquille O'Neal serves as an example, leaving Reebok to partner with Walmart and offer a more affordable shoe after coming face-to-face with a parent complaining that his shoes were unaffordable. As Michael Jordan's career came to an end,
and shout out
he
Shaq,
went on
man.
to become the largest minority owner in the league when he purchased the Charlotte Bobcats, later changed to the Hornets. One major change...
nobody wants them cheap-ass kids, let's be real.
As Jordan shifted his ideology. In a BBC piece that looks at Jordan's interview with the Undefeated, telling him he was pledging $2 million in order to fight race relations through 2 charities. Specifically when speaking on the matter, Jordan stated, "As a proud American, a father who lost his own dad in a senseless act of violence, and a black man, I have been deeply troubled by the deaths of African Americans at the hands of law enforcement and angered by the cowardly and hateful targeting and killing of police officers. With more race tension growing as the upcoming presidential race would fuel the fire, Jordan again chose not to hold his tongue and speak about issues in the black community. In more modern times, there has ironically been more of a call by those in sports media.
I need to watch that interview right there too.
Out when it comes to social issues.
It's been in my save watch for later list for like 3 or 4 years now. I need to go ahead and tap in and finish watching it.
He spoke out alongside Kevin Durant in a 2018 ESPN interview with Kerry Champion. He made comments touching on the challenges of being black in America, personal growth, and even overt racism, as there had recently been a racial slur painted onto his Los Angeles home. Fox News' Laura Ingraham was not too fond of the comment, feeling that
shut up and dribble
to speak on such a topic. Via an NRP piece covering the debacle, it was revealed that she specifically said, "It's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce a ball. Keep the political comments to yourself. Shut up and dribble." Unsurprisingly, there were mixed reactions to the comments, with some...
Nah, I don't agree with that. You can't lessen someone's opinion just because of what they do. That's not fair. But was she all the way wrong? No. I don't agree with the shut up and dribble. I do not agree with that. You cannot, like I said, lessen someone's opinion. But is it wise to be like, let me look to LeBron James for, information about politics? I don't think so. That's just my opinion.
LeBron should not be complaining, and others feeling that his position, it was a great gesture to use his power to speak out and make a difference. Minimizing the Lakers star to dribbling again shows some of the same racism that people
you can't minimize.
Prompting his comments to begin with, and shows a belief in society that you cannot do more than one thing, adopting a stay in your lane ideology. In May of 2020, Jordan will release a statement additionally speaking out about the George Floyd murder again, much to the surprise of fans. Details from the Forbes article highlighted his direct feelings as Jordan was quoted saying, "I am deeply saddened, truly pained, and plain angry. I see and feel everyone's pain, outrage, and frustration. I stand with those who are calling out the ingrained racism and violence toward people of color in our country. We have had enough." While some came to the aid of Jordan, expressing their feelings of being content with him speaking out, others suggested as a billionaire that Jordan finally stopped putting commerce over conscience. Nevertheless, this is an example of Jordan doing some of the very deeds individuals begged him to do his entire career. The age-old myth about Jordan supporting private prisons has been debunked numerous times, eliminating that argument against him, showing his non-help towards blacks. Overall, it is clear that Michael Jordan, time and time again, has made decisions that best align with his own career, success, and sneaker sales. Unless Jordan continues to speak out and make donations like he has recently, there may be a great uphill battle to change the minds of many that still believe he did not help blacks. Regardless of what one believes, there are a few things for sure. His play on the court made him a top-notch guy to have reach regarding issues. Jordan's excuses for not supporting black people during his playing days angered many fans. Until this day, there is a generation that questions his actions in the wake of finding out the brand sells a pair of his shoes for over $200. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing here to our YouTube.
Once again, shout out to Comedy Hype, man. Amazing video. Great talking points. I loved it. But now let's jump back into let's jump back into the LeBron and Jordan and the little debate that's going on. I see a lot of people try to use, LeBron did this off the court, he did that off the court, as a means to elevate him in the conversation. That's not fair at all. Let's talk about basketball. What type of basketball player was this person? Let's not talk about what he did off the court, what MJ did off the court, what he didn't do off the court. That's not fair. And I feel like this video, not even just me, but this video debunked a lot of those like narratives that are around Jordan not helping black people, or he should have did this, or he should have did that. For one, Michael Jordan's a basketball player. Two, he's in the interest of bettering his career, making as much money as possible, which what they did at Nike is one of the most amazing runs, craziest marketing. The fact that this man retired for damn near 20 years now, and he's still selling. He's still selling as many sneakers. They're as popular as ever. They're probably more popular than when he was playing. Like, and Nike, it's not just Jordan, but Nike is releasing the same shoes over and over and over and over, and we still buying them. I'm still buying them. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a bug. I want Jordans. I'm buying Jordans. I got Jordans. Like, MJ is just a larger than life figure, and I understand. I want to say this real quick because I know I don't want you guys to think, oh, he's trying to defend Michael Jordan, or he's anti this, or I'm not. Like, do I agree with everything Jordan did? Do I agree with some of the excuses he made of why he didn't speak out? I don't agree, but I do respect his right to not feel obligated to speak out. Now let's talk about my people, man. Let's talk about it. It's not fair for you to look to one person to save a whole race of people. We're behind that. Folks are behind the 8 ball, and it's not one person's job to fix that. We got a system in place. We got different, laws and stuff that's working against whatever the agendas. A lot of different stuff going on behind the scenes. We can't expect one person to fix all of that. And honestly, if a player wants to help, I'm talking about not even just a player, a celebrity wants to help, I want them to want to help out the kindness of their heart. Not because Twitter's not Twitter, it's not Twitter anymore, X. Because people on the X app are sitting there putting pressure on them, or people just from social media in general are saying, oh, you need to do this, or you need to do that, you need to help black people. And now they feel like, oh, I have to donate this money, or I have to do this. I want them to genuinely do it. Like a guy, shout out Kyrie Irving, as much as like I disagree with a lot that he does. Kyrie Irving, I be seeing little stuff, and it's not even like that he's putting it out there. It's stuff that people have figured out over the years of him helping this family out, or just sending this family this much money, or paying for this or paying for that, without even like the publicity or none of that stuff. Now let's transition back to LeBron. Like I said, I love LeBron. That's my favorite player ever. I appreciate everything that he's done for not just the black community, but just for people in general, man. He's a great role model. He's a great athlete. And he's just an amazing guy. Amazing guy. But do I feel like everything LeBron does for the black community and for people in general is just like 100% genuine? Just me personally, I don't think so. I feel like it's kind of like an agenda to make people feel a different way about it, make people feel a certain way, make people feel like, oh, LeBron's just so great, LeBron's this, LeBron's that. And it doesn't come across as genuine, you feel me? And it also feels like folks have gassed LeBron's head up so much that he feels like he has the crown, or he has the race of black people on his back, to where if anything happens, he has to run really quick to Twitter, and I don't like that, man. Like, you don't have to feel obligated to speak on every single thing, especially when you don't have the knowledge of what's going on. For me, for instance, I'm not saying I'm on LeBron's level, but I'm saying, like, when stuff happens and I don't know what happened, I'm gonna sit back. I'm like, damn. Let me do some research. Shout out Lil Reese. Let me do some homework. Shout out FYBJ, man. Like, let's see what's going on first before I speak. Because when you speak without doing your homework and doing your research, you can put your foot in your mouth and you're like, damn, I just said some shit. I didn't even know what I was talking about for real. But since the black people have put the they had put the crown on me and they told me I'm the savior of black people. I have to run out there and I have to say this. I have to say that really quick. I have to say something. That's where we go wrong, man. You don't have to say something. If you feel like using your platform to bring awareness, and that's really what I feel like, even your money to help, I respect that. But we should look at these athletes to bring awareness, not to fix an issue or fix a system that's been in place for so many hundreds of years. We can't expect them to come here and fix it. Then we can't get mad. Our anger is misplaced at this person or it's misplaced at Michael Jordan. We can't do that, man. Take them off that pedestal. Please. I'm going to catch you guys on the next reaction. Peace. Feel away, man. I don't give a damn. Comment down below, man. We can get into it. We can argue, whatever.
Jungle like I'm Conan, count up with both hands. Switch the flow like it was broken. I'm on the road, man. Making plays just like DeRozan. I shoot my shot, and that shit wetter than the ocean. I brag a lot, but with the wind and come the boasting. I made a lot from them apartments that I sold in. He didn't make it up to college, so them streets where he enrolled in. I know I'm a scholar from the moments that I was exposed in.